Welcome to Songwriters from Here and Away. This is a show that focuses on new and established songwriters from Atlantic Canada, across Canada, and around the world. E.B. Anderson, welcome to Songwriters from Here and Away, and thanks for coming in all the way from New Glasgow. Do you live right in New Glasgow?
Pretty much right in New Glasgow, yeah.
So what, that's an hour and a half in here?
Something like that.
Yeah. You came in, you've got your Martin guitar strapped on, and it looks lovely and sounds great, so I think we'll have a good time today. We'll talk about the fact that you're recording. You just mentioned you're recording at the Shoebox in New Glasgow.
Yeah.
I've never been in there, but I know that they have the studio and a venue downstairs kind of thing, so I'm going to have to get up there and hang out and maybe do some of this here.
It's a great spot.
Yeah. So what are you recording, a full album?
Yeah, working on a full record, which will actually be the first full album that I've put out in about 7 years or so, which I don't know if this is a coincidence, but I have 7-year-old twins.
Oh.
So
that's
7 years since I put out a record,
that
7-year-old
pretty
kids.
much says the story, doesn't it?
Yeah. So putting out a full new record over the last couple of years. I put out a couple of singles. About a year ago, I put out a single, and then last fall I put out another single. Both of those songs are off this record, but I was just finishing up the rest of it. And it's not really a a concept album, but it's more of kind of. I grew up in Pictou County. I lived up here for a number of years, and then moved back home when we had the kids. And the record is basically all about living and my experiences in Pictou County. Hopefully it's not anything like so specific. I think it's kind of universal to anybody that lived in a small community, but there's a lot of great musicians and talent up that way, and there's lots of people writing songs about it, and there's lots of people out there who made a living off of only writing songs about esoteric places in Texas or like various places. It's like, well, I'll just do the same thing in Pictou County.
We have a lot of esoteric here in Nova Scotia, I'll tell you. I've been here for 12 years, and I've seen a lot of, or 11, I guess, seen a lot of esoteric things.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot to write about in Nova Scotia.
Absolutely.
Unique people, unique places, right? Yeah.
Definitely.
And one of the tunes that you did was about the Westray Mine. I hope you'll play that today.
Yeah,
I know.
sure.
Do you want to pull something out now? Let's start some music.
Sounds good. We can start with that since I'm talking about it.
And because you released that in the fall last year, or was it?
That came out in April.
So
just in the lead up to into the 30th anniversary. Which is really kind of a coincidence. I started working on that with Dave Gunning in I would say all told from when that was released, from when we started was about 9 months. It was kind of like having a baby. And then we wanted to go through a process where we sent it out to a bunch of people as many people as we could that had some kind of direct relationship with Westray.
Right.
Because ultimately we wanted to make sure that they were going to be okay with it.
Right.
And one of the big people that kind of kicked that off was we happened to get in touch with United Steelworkers, who played a big role in the aftermath and passing the Westray legislation. I sent it off to them, and then I got a phone call about an hour later from somebody in their head office in Toronto. Said that they liked it. They wanted to send it to the families. I said, okay. And said, well, we'll set up a Zoom meeting. And everybody kind of liked it. And from there, the ball kind of got rolling, and we got the okay to go ahead with it, and they were helpful in releasing it too. We actually chose to release it on the Friday of the International Day of Mourning for Workplace Incidents, which was kind of developed with the steelworkers and the families in mind, because we didn't really want to release it right on the day, and
a little
things like that. Yeah. So we kind of offers I can release it whenever, I can not release it. If you don't like it, because the reality was we wouldn't have put it out. It might have went on the back of a record quietly or something, but it wouldn't have got the push that it did. But they're like, no, and they suggested we release it in the weeks leading up to it to kind of gain as much publicity as possible. And
cool. It's a win-win for everybody. The awareness of that kind of episode is really important to make sure that we reduce the chance of that kind of stuff happening.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Cool. Well, let's have at the tune.
All right. This is called 26 Ghosts.
looked out the window around about 5:30. She could see the smoke rising from the colliery lights. She never felt the rumble, she never felt the bump, but the sight of smoke rising made her heart start to jump. He was working the night shift, but before he walked out the door, she said, I love you, and he said, baby, no, I love you more. Well, I never saw it coming, probably never felt a thing, when the devil showed up that morning and he started to sing. 26 ghosts, 26 lives, taken away in a flash of light. Damn the dirty old coal mine. What would they give for one more chance, one last kiss, one last dance with the ones they left behind? But there's 26 ghosts in the West Street mine. Tried to say it was one of them things, take the hazards with the pay, but the deal was signed and called us from the opening day. Now it ain't hard to understand, you put the money before the man, you put the coal before the miner, and now you got blood on your hands. 26 ghosts, 26 lives, taken away in a flash of light. Damn the dirty old coal mine. What would they give for one more chance, one last kiss, one last dance with the ones they left behind? But there's 26 ghosts in the West Street mine. What's left has all been raised, but in the early morning haze, they say you can still hear the miners singing from their grave. 26 ghosts, 26 lives, taken away in a flash of light. Damn the dirty old coal mine. What would they give for one more chance, one last kiss, one last dance with the ones they left behind? But there's 26 ghosts in the West Street mine. But there's 26 ghosts in the West Street mine. There's 26 ghosts in the West Street mine.
Thank you.
Lovely tune, man.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I like the finger picking and going from the wife's vision. You know, that's the thing about songwriting is pulling those moments, huh?
Yeah, and I'd like to say I had like some kind of crazy grand plan when I was writing that, but I really didn't. Actually, like I tried for a number of years to write something about Westray, and probably tried half a dozen times, if not more, and never came up with something that I thought was good enough. Because really, if you're gonna write something about that, it needs to be good. And that just kind of came together like super quick, like probably half an hour.
Right.
In the middle of COVID, not much else to do.
Right.
Just banged it out, and then I think I got something here. And I'm sure, you know, you're a songwriter, you've been there before, where it's like, this is great, and you sit on it for a couple of days, you're like, man, that sucks. Like that was terrible, but I'm gonna sit on this.
Yeah.
And I came back to it after a few days, and it's like, no, I think I got something here. Got in touch with Dave Gunning, who lives pretty close to me, and we've known each other for a long time. It's like, if there's a good litmus test for this, it's probably Dave.
Right.
So I sent it to Dave. Didn't hear anything back from him for a few days. I was like, oh, maybe he thinks it sucks, like, and he doesn't want to hurt my feelings.
Trying to figure out how to let you down easy.
Then he called me up one day and he was like, "Yeah, no, I think you got something here. Like, why don't you come down to my place and we'll look at doing it? Like, the two of us can kind of bang it out." And that's really what it was. Is me and Dave,
Right.
and then my regular pedal steel player, Adam Kavanaugh, is the only other guy playing
Right.
on it. So,
Yeah.
you know, I didn't want to go like too specific about anything or anyone or anything like that.
Right, yeah.
So, no, like my family had connections with people that passed away in the disaster. And my dad had a job offer to work in the mine. He worked at the rail car plant in Trenton. And it really probably would have been a better paying job, and you eat lots of overtime. You could work as much overtime as you want. You just told somebody you were there, and
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
But in the end, he decided he didn't want to work in the mine, and
It could have been him.
yeah, it could have been him easily.
Yeah.
So, but the fact that it's not really specific about anybody, I think, is kind of helpful because it, I don't know, hopefully allows everybody to kind of paint their own picture to it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's a great tribute. Yeah, thanks for playing that. You're going to include that and about 8 or 9 other tunes on the
Yeah.
new album.
Yep.
Yeah. This album that's coming out, it's more acoustic,
Yeah.
folk Americana kind of thing, or
Yeah,
what?
it'll be more kind of in like the wheelhouse of the other records
Right.
put out.
Yep.
Definitely leaning more towards like that kind of rootsy countryside.
Good. Yep.
We've kind of put out songs and records that kind of are a little bit everywhere, but definitely this one's leaning a little bit more into like that kind of folksy type country
Right on.
with a couple of
Well,
I don't know, couple of bangers as far as country
Right, yeah,
goes.
yeah, kicking, a bit kicking. Yeah,
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Well, you want to play a few more? And
Sure, yeah.
yeah.
So, like I said, that record that we're going to put out is kind of all songs based around Pictou County, and not really super specific that I don't think you need to live there or anything like that.
Right.
But, like I said, I think it's pretty universal.
You know, not being specific makes it easier to sell
Yeah.
the sync in movies and
Absolutely.
commercials.
So this is the second single that we put out of that. That'll be on that, and it's called "Pictou County Love Song." Even though neither of those 4 words show up, I don't think in any part of that song. But I was trying to come up with it in my head because it's really a song about being like what my experience was as a teenager. So Pictou County is close to the beaches and things like that. You know, like live 10 minutes away from the beach. So there's not a whole lot else to do. What do? Grab your best gal and borrow your old man's car and drive down to the beach. Maybe sneak a 6-pack down there and you split it. Because back then, I don't know, you could get away with drinking, 3 beer and it was not that big of a deal.
And still drive home.
And still drive home and it was good, right? Or maybe, you had 4, she had 2, and she drove kind of thing. Or
yeah.
if you're greedy, you drink them all, and then she really should drive.
Yeah.
But I think that's pretty common to a lot of people, not much to do when you're a kid. What do? You sneak off somewhere in the dark and have a couple with a friend and hope that nobody sees you.
And live your own Pictou County
That's
love
right.
song.
So that's kind of, I was trying to figure it out, and I was like, it's a Pictou County love song, basically. It's like, whatever, I'll just go with that. That's good enough. So yeah, this is the Pictou County love song.
You said we can't be seen together. What would everybody say? Gossip around here's like the weather, changes several times a day. Even when the weather's hotter, ain't much to do in this town we call home. We used to drive down by the water after dark to be alone. And there's nowhere better to be, splitting a 6-pack on the beach in the dark. Stay straight enough to drive in circles around this town in your daddy's car. Some nights you go out dancing, some nights you sit at home. Some nights are right for romancing, some nights are right for getting stoned. And there's nowhere better to be, splitting a six-pack on the beach in the dark, staying straight enough to drive in circles around this town in your daddy's car. Love is hard in a small town. It's even harder when you're just a kid. Everybody thinks they know the answers, even when they know they're full of shit. Seems like a lifetime ago now. We were so careless and free. I still like driving around in circles, just wish the gas was that cheap. And there's nowhere better to be, splitting a six-pack on the beach in the dark, staying straight enough to drive in circles around this town in your daddy's car. Staying straight enough to drive in circles around this town in your daddy's car.
Right on. Nice.
Right on.
Good tune, yeah.
Thank you.
That's E.B. Anderson, and you can find Bert at ebanderson.ca. You're listening to Songwriters from Here and Away, and my name is Robert Campbell. Please do look us up online. We are on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. We've got some videos going up from time to time, and tracks on our Podbean podcast as well. You can go to back episodes. Just look up Songwriters from Here and Away.podbean.com. And here we are, back to the live interview. Do you co-write much?
Not a whole lot. Like,
Not a
I've done a
whole lot?
little bit here and there, but more of a sitting alone writer, I guess. Which I get, my dad used to say that I was a bedroom player growing up because I mostly just play guitar in my bedroom.
Right.
And you could hear me all around the neighborhood once I got an electric guitar. So I'd crank up something and play along with it. But,
Right.
and I guess maybe that's kind of the same thing, It's hard to put yourself out there, and it took me a long time to even start singing songs, let alone songs that I wrote, and I was probably well into my early 20s at that point. So I think it's kind of the same thing that it can be hard to co-write because
It's something you got to get used to.
You got to really put yourself out there, and sometimes people might, if it's a bad idea, it's a bad idea.
Right. Well, not every combination works. Number
No.
one.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done a lot of co-writing, and not everybody's your perfect partner.
Yeah, definitely.
And you have to leave your ego at the door.
Absolutely.
You have to leave all that at the door because otherwise you don't get anywhere, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Let's have another tune,
Okay.
man. Yeah,
Let's,
I'm liking it. So. Is that last song going to be on the album?
Yeah, that'll be on the record
that'll
too.
go on the record,
Actually,
yeah.
the record's actually going to be called Pictou County Love Songs.
Oh, good.
So
Good.
none of them are really love songs, I don't think. But
Well, that's a great title for an album too. So.
I'll play an older tune off a record we did the last go around.
Right.
The last record I put out 7 years ago, coincidentally timed,
Yeah.
birth of my kids.
Yeah.
Actually, they had just been born, and I think I might have saw you down in Sydney at the ECMAs.
That's right.
That night,
Yeah.
I had a showcase, and we were up for an award or something like that. I flew down, slept on somebody's floor, flew right back again first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And by flew, I meant drive fast, not fly.
Yeah, there's no international airport in Pictou County.
No, it's not that kind of operation. Yeah. Anyway, this is called She Used To.
night. She used to call me up and tell me everything's alright. But baby, things changed, and she don't love me anymore. Tried to stop her, but she walked on by. I tried to ring her up, but it rings out now. Well, she used to love me, but she don't love me anymore. Well, she used to love me. Baby, things change. Well, she used to love me. Now I'm alone, standing in the rain. I'm waiting for you to walk out your door. I'm begging you to love me like you used to before. Well, she used to love me, but she don't love me anymore. Saw your friends a couple days ago. They told me how you're doing. No, I didn't ask to know. Ain't it funny how people associate like that? Dad, you're hanging around with me with the folks, sharpening your knives just to twist, I suppose. And here I am thinking that everything's gonna be alright. Well, she used to love me. Baby, things change. Yes, she used to love me. Now I'm alone, standing in the rain. I'm waiting for you to walk out your door. I'm begging you to love me like you used to before. Well, she used to love me, but she don't love me anymore. Yeah, she used to love me, but she just don't love me anymore.
All right.
Thank you.
What do they call that? Like a jump blues kind of thing, eh?
Something like that. Yeah.
Great. Well, that's a great tune. Good
Why, thank
tune. Good tune. And
Yeah.
that's going to be one off your previous albums. How many
Yeah.
albums have you got total then?
So I've got one that's really kind of more of like a demo that we did that I'd like to go back and revisit some of those songs at some point in time, even though, like, you know, I was happy with it, definitely, for sure.
Yeah.
But like really kind of 2 records so far that we've really kind of pushed. Broken Down Horse, which actually this summer is going to be like the 10th anniversary of that.
Okay.
So we're going to have to put together a cool show for that.
Put together a good party?
Yeah. And then the last record I put out was called Cold Ground, and that was
Right.
off of that.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some great tunes on that.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, the good tunes on both of them. I haven't listened to them sequentially, all the tunes, but
Yeah.
I've listened to a bunch of the tunes.
Yeah, I think those 2 albums are kind of really go hand in hand. They were put together pretty quickly, and most
Right.
of the songs actually on Cold Ground we were already playing by the time Broken Down Horse even came out, from the time of recording to put it out. So,
Yeah, well,
and we were doing a lot of playing, a lot of touring all over the place at that point in time, so we really knew those songs. So when we recorded Cold Ground, that was actually live off the floor.
oh, good.
All recorded, yeah.
Which is a lovely way to do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So the record that I'm working on now is a little bit more of a traditional style of recording, but
Put together the
even,
pieces kind of thing.
Yeah, but I went in and did all the acoustic guitar and scratch vocals, and then actually we went in like with the full band to play all the rhythm
Right,
last
good.
week. So playing the bass, electric guitar, and the drums all banged together. Cause
Nice.
It's just something about playing together versus just one guy going at a time.
So
You
you're
kinda
looking at the
feed off each
fall
other.
to release this?
I would say so, yeah. We're
New
probably
album, yeah,
looking by
yeah,
fall
good.
at this point in time. So. All right, this is a tune that'll be on the next record as well. And again, another one of those songs that doesn't really specifically say a whole lot about anything local other than a passing reference. But I wrote the song about my parents. Actually, so they're gonna be married.
Well, that's something local.
That is something local. So they'll be married 50 years this year.
Nice.
So.
He was just a humble man, that's all he wanted, I suppose. He grew up in the country, so the story goes. He left school to look for work at the age of 14, trying to chase down an elusive dream. She was just a quiet girl by design, I suppose. Grew up plain and simple, so the story goes. She met him at the town hall dance in 1973. They were married 3 months later in a chapel by the stream, where he took her by the hand and said, I love you till the end, no matter the distance between. It's a long, hard road, but wherever it goes, I'll wait for you on the other side. Well, she found work in the kitchen and him at the car works forging steel. They bought the house where she grew up and took over the fields. Grandma moved in with her after Grandpa died, and the kids came along after a decade of trying. The house on the hill was filled up with love, no matter if times were hard or when times got rough. At 93 years old, when Grandma said goodbye, I could still hear his words through the tears they were crying. Said, I'll take you by the hand, you know I love you till the end, no matter the distance between. It's a long, hard road, but wherever it goes, I'll wait for you on the other side. Now the children have grown up, they got children of their own. They're sitting on the front porch, counting the seeds they've sown. Every night when they lay down to face another day, there's a promise repeated with no truer words to say. But I'll take you by the hand, you know I love you till the end, no matter the distance between. It's a long, hard road, but wherever it goes, I'll wait for you on the other side. I'll wait for you on the other side.
Thank you.
I imagine that'll get played at the 50th anniversary. That'll be good.
Yeah, they'll probably want to hear that. Yeah. Yeah, they've
Another
heard
song?
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, lots of time for tuning. It's all good.
So now, again, one of the, like I said, they're not overly explicitly about anything to do with Pictou County specifically, but if it's in my mind, I know exactly what I'm talking about, right?
Right.
But,
Yeah.
So there's a line in this song about going down to the wall, hanging out with your buddies, which on Main Street, I grew up in Trenton, just outside New Glasgow, there was a wall in front of the fire department and town hall and the police station where, you know, being that close to emergency services, you would go naturally have had a few drinks in you
Yeah.
as an underage kid and hang out there, you know, playing with real fire. It's either there or the youth center, but the youth center didn't fit rhyme as well as wall,
yeah.
so. But
It's hard to fit juvenile delinquent into the series.
yeah,
of songs.
it's hard to rhyme those things. You got to really save up a lot of syllables.
Yeah.
But this is called Trouble in Mind, and when I was a kid, it's talking about going on your roof or whatever. My bedroom faced a little roof which faced the road that we lived on, and it was very easy to hop from the deck to the roof into the window, or vice versa. Go
Get
from the window
in
onto
and
the roof,
out.
down to the deck, then onto the road, then downtown.
You want an easy in if you're taking the easy out, for sure.
So yeah, I got pretty good at sneaking out of that, and so sneaking out on the roof and things like that. But when I was a kid, in grade 8, I went to Quebec on a field trip for a French class. And
Right.
Quebec, you know, if you've been to Quebec, you can buy beer when you're like 18 there, right? And they sell it at the corner stores. So, I mean, none of us are 18, but like the guy at the corner store like doesn't care.
No.
He doesn't speak English, let alone like.
The dépanneur.
It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. So we all went in when we were buying these like big, like 2 liters of beers, and we snuck them home with us in our bags. Because I lived right by the school, I got designated to like, everybody gave me the beer, and I was going to go hide it in my room, and later that night we were going to pass it out the window. And,
Yeah.
you know, like, because it's just easy. Well, we got delayed. We weren't going to go out till the next couple of nights or something like that. My mom being a neat freak and me being a kid in grade 8, my room was not overly neat. And I thought I had hid them perfectly behind the bed, but she came in and found them immediately, because you hear the clunking of
Yeah.
5 or 6 2-liter packets of beer, like gigantic beers. Anyway, she found them, and we didn't get to drink them, but it's called Trouble in Mind. I was out on my roof last night. I was howling at the moon. I was smoking cigarettes last night. I was thinking about you. Man, I don't even smoke. I only did it for the joke. You know it looks so cool in the movies. Yeah, but I don't even smoke. But I got trouble in mind. Gonna walk with one foot on the line. I got trouble in mind. I got trouble in mind. I used to sneak out on my roof at night, back when I was a kid. Used to go down the wall with my buddies, getting drunk with the skids. You know I'm not a kid no more, though I ain't much of a man. You know I'm gonna grow up someday, just as slow as I can. I got trouble in mind. Gonna walk with one foot on the line. I've got trouble in mind. I got trouble in mind. Ain't no need to fight or fuss. Don't leave me out to rust. Baby, you know I'm not hurting no one. But I still think about you and all the times that we had. You know that they might not all be true, but the truth can be damned. 'Cause I got trouble in mind. Gonna walk with my foot on the line. I've got trouble in mind. I got trouble in mind. I got trouble in mind.
a great band tune as well. I bet.
Yeah.
It's fun
Absolutely.
to play. Lots of harmony, action, and yeah. This live interview and chat with E.B. Anderson took place in Halifax, and we host concerts and a chat on occasion at various locations. This one was recorded at my friend Jim's place in a condo and not far from downtown Halifax. We do it by invitation, so send us an email, and we'd love to have you join us for our next one. We have a few shows already recorded. I'm going to be over in Germany, actually, for a couple of weeks, so this is all pre-recorded. Upcoming shows have Ryan Cook and Tara Spencer with Mark Peterson of the Kempt Shore Festival coming in. And we'll be back to E.B. Anderson live recorded right now. So you play guitar. Where did you learn as a kid, like real young, and you were talked about that a bit? Did you play piano as well, or
I didn't.
Other instruments?
I started with guitar. To be technical, yes, I started with the air guitar,
right,
or a broom or something that I could grab and pretend to be playing. And then when I think it was grade 5, grade 6, my parents bought me a guitar for Christmas, and I've still got it hanging up in the garage. It needs a little work. I plan on trying to fix it up and maybe giving it to one of my kids.
Right.
But I just kind of started. I took, a little bit of guitar lessons. My cousin, which was really like my best friend growing up, because I've got so many cousins that populate most of the school. Yeah. But we took guitar lessons together for a little while, and it just kind of took off, and I seemed to pick it up real quick. And a couple of months of guitar lessons, I just kind of stopped and was learning on my own, and learning by just playing along with stuff.
Right.
Which anytime I've given a few guitar lessons over the years, or like anybody asks me, it's like just figure some stuff out and just try and play along with stuff, because that's really the way. Like if you want to actually play with people, like you need to learn how to kind of go on the fly, and trying to just play along with stuff kind of teaches you like how to move on the fly, and figure things out. Because on the other side of that, I've played with people that are more classically trained musicians that throw something at them that they don't already know, or they don't have the sheet music for, and they kind of get a little bit lost. Like they're still way better at playing it than I would be, but they're out of their comfort zone.
But they have to learn it. They have to woodshed it or whatever.
And like I said, I got really into Metallica and hard rock and metal and stuff like that. And then when I was probably 15 or so, my dad gave me a Stevie Ray Vaughan tape, and I was like, "Oh, here, you think that you're good? Learn this stuff. Learn some Stevie Ray Vaughan." And from there on, that was just kind of, I dove headfirst into that, and then still like that other music, but as far as what I wanted to play, that kind of became it, right?
Right. The blues,
just blues, stuff like that. And then I kind of, over the years went from playing just a lot of blues, then starting to look, okay, where does this come from? And getting into more of the older style blues, and where does that come from? It gets into more the folk. And the deeper you get into it, you realize, there wasn't really there wasn't so much genres back then. It was more regional sounds and things like that. And, and eventually I just got really into came back around to older style country. And I grew up, I loved country music growing up.
Right.
That's what we listened to in the house, and went to see the concerts and stuff like that. And there's a picture of me somewhere, which I used to be embarrassed of it when I was a teenager because I was a kid, but we went out and I had a cowboy hat. I still have the hat somewhere too, but it's this cowboy hat, and I'm in a picture with it, like a portrait, went to Pridham's or something, and I got a portrait.
Hi, I'm the Lone Ranger.
Yeah. But I just kind of really swung hard back into that, and so my cousin who often plays with me, Rob Anderson, he's over in Hong Kong right now doing his own thing over there, but he and I both, he had his own stuff, and I was up in the city, and we started kind of this band together, and we're playing old country, and it's it's kind of funny because we would, our dads or families were listening to this back when we were teenagers. They're like, "Shut that crap off!"
Yeah,
I want to listen to this, and now here we are playing the stuff that was even older. But
it's interesting. Deep dive. I mean, I started playing classical and pop and on piano, and I played so much country for so long, and I love it because of the simplicity and the clarity of it.
Yeah.
And you have to be cognizant that it's a different genre.
Yeah,
Right.
it's it's got some ways it's got its own rules, and there's a long-standing kind of joke / quip, that like most of country music is the world's best musicians playing over the worst music.
Yeah.
Same as anything though. Like there's some bad
Smoking.
versions of everything, and then there's
Yeah.
great stuff.
Yeah.
Like country music, go like the simplicity of it, but to really like make it shine and make it work, like you've got to be top shelf, and it's one of those things where it's like in no other genre is it more clear that like the good players know all the right notes, the great players know what not to play.
Yeah. Very
Like
much
the
so.
most restraint, like the amount, like that amount of restraint is crazy because
Too many
those
notes
guys
can kill you.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And but that's what makes it work, right?
Yeah.
That's make those moments where they kind of explode a little bit, like holy crap.
Yeah.
And then you realize these guys that are playing these simple sounding things could probably play circles around any other musician on the planet.
And they're great jazz players, just like
Yeah, country and jazz have a lot of
Yeah,
overlap,
very much
especially
so.
like when you're looking at like traditional, like Hank Williams and things like that.
Yeah, you get into the swing and the Texas Playboys and
Oh
all
yeah,
that
yeah.
stuff. right?
Bob
Yeah.
Will's band was that was band right
Yeah,
there.
yeah. You want to have at her with another
All
song?
right.
Yeah. Do a few more if you like.
This is off last record, Cold Ground, which is actually the title of Cold Ground. There's no song on there called Cold Ground, but it's more of a line from this song, which is called Lover Lay Down.
It's been a long day, gonna be a long night. And so it's cold, it's been for daylight. I took a long drink off a cigarette. Going home, but I ain't there yet. Lover laid down on the cold ground. Lay your heavy burden down. California was in my mind. I drove straight for 6 days and nights. Met a man digging a deep dark hole, chasing gold sand, chasing gold. Lover laid down on the cold ground. Lay your heavy burden down. Lover laid down on the cold ground. Lay your heavy burden down. Sent a letter to my love back home. Sent her every red cent I owned. After the gold rush had all run dry, I headed north for them big prairie skies. Lover laid down on the cold ground. Lay your heavy burden down. Lover laid down on the cold ground. Lay your heavy burden down.
Nice tune.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, another good band tune as
That
well.
is,
lots,
yeah.
Lots of vocals
Yeah,
options there.
lots of fun on that
Yeah,
one too.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Love playing that one live. That's one of my favorite songs to play live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so what's this tune?
So this is a song. I wrote this song. This actually kind of I think you can actually find this on Spotify on the last record. It was meant to only come out as like a special for people that like pre-bought the record. It was like a free digital kind of bonus thing, and somehow it ended up on Spotify. Which is fine. It just wasn't quite finished. You know, it was never meant. It was just didn't quite fit. It was one of my favorite songs I've ever written, but it just didn't quite fit.
Right.
And again, nothing specifically about Pitcairn County that I'm talking about, but you know, universal feeling to a lot of small towns. You know, particularly if you're a young person, is you know you've got a lot of bright hopes and dreams and things like that. And as time marches on, some of those things slip away a little bit, and due to circumstances or poor choices or a combination of both. But this is called "Devil on Your Back."
All alone on a Sunday, hazy morning fog, trying to beat the blues, hear the dog, pulls another bright light, ringing in my head, 1,000 empty words, beating unsaid, and we rage like a house on fire, dripping on the wire, fall through the cracks, and we roll through the gates of hell, running from the death deal with the devil on our backs. Father, he once told me it's darkest before dawn. Nothing can go right until everything goes wrong. So I burned up and broke up all the promise of my youth, waiting on the falseness of salvation coming soon. And we rage like a house on fire, tripping on the wire, fall through the cracks. And we roll through the gates of hell, running from the death deal with the devil on our backs. Signaling the hope of a new day. As I sit alone and drink this damn old poison and watch the things I could be slip away. Standing in the kitchen, staring at the wall, sipping on coffee and waiting for someone to call. There's a lock on the cabinet, sun across the floor. There's a weight off my shoulders, I walk out the door. And we rage like a house on fire, dripping on the wire, fall through the crack. And we roll through the gates of hell, running from the death deal with the devil on our backs.
Yeah, good one. Yeah, rolling right along. It's great to chug it along too.
Yeah, thank you.
Are you playing any shows? What have you got lined up over the summer and the fall?
I've got a few things lined up. You got June 10th playing up in Glasgow, at Glasgow Square for the kickoff for the every year they have the Riverfront Jubilee.
Right.
We're playing kind of like the kickoff for that event, which is not till the end of July, but they always have an event kind of as like their summer kickoff. So
Yeah.
performing at that, and got a few other like small festival type stuff and some other gigs booked for over the summer. And but really, I guess my main emphasis and attentions are going to be on just trying to get this record done on time for,
And,
you know.
and going to the swimming hole with the kids.
Going to the swimming holes, you know, try and get out fishing a little bit.
Good.
Go down to the camp and
Good.
cruise around in the car,
Yeah.
things like that. Yeah.
Good.
Absolutely.
Well, you feel like doing one more before you go, or are you
Sure.
tuckered out?
Oh, no,
old man?
I could do one more.
Yeah,
I guess,
yeah.
This is going to be on the new record. I'm trying to have a little bit more fun with, like, I've always had fun songwriting, but I'm trying to have a little bit more fun. Trying not to take myself too seriously. Things
Right.
like that,
Yeah.
So this song, when I put out the Pictou County Love Song, the single, I had some friends talking to me because you know, Pictou County's not famous for that many things other than maybe like the beaches and the pizza.
Right.
You know, Pictou County Pizza. You know, I think there might even be a place here in Halifax that's called Pictou County Pizza now, or there was at one point in time. I haven't tried it to trust the veracity of their name. But
I guess that's worth a drive up to Pictou County.
That's
just to
right,
Try
you
the
know.
pizza. Is that the deal?
yeah, it's
Okay.
famous. People ship it literally. Like you can ship frozen pizzas from like Sam's or Acropole, like across wherever, really. And I think at one point in time they were even selling the sauce in Sobeys. I think Sam's
Oh.
must have got some kind of little deal. But it's a very different kind of pizza. It's like brown. The sauce is brown. It's like
Okay.
spicier and
Right.
things like that. It's a little thicker. And pepperoni's a little spicier. Not as bland, right?
Right.
But anyway, when I put out this song, Pictou County Love Song, friends were like, "Oh, is that about pizza?" Like, you know, like, were you gonna put out a song about pizza? And I was like, you know, I really probably should do something about pizza, like, you know.
Right.
So this is kind of like my version of Guy Clark's Texas Cooking, but about pizza.
Okay.
And
Great.
it's not the same thing, but same kind of idea, just a song all about food. So.
Okay.
I've been out on the road for 6 long weeks. Ain't had a decent thing to eat. I'm sick of greasy burgers. I'm sick of greasy fries. I can't stomach being away from you for one more night. Now I think I'm looking for a home cooked meal, but baby, you know that ain't the deal. I don't want no mashed potatoes. I don't want no rice and beans. There's only one thing that I want, and you know just what I mean. So make that pepperoni spicy, pile on some extra cheese. We'll lay off the tomato sauce, buddy, won't you please? I'm coming home, honey, but first I gotta lose these brown sauce Pictou County pizza blues. Now I can't wait to be back in your loving arms. I miss you, baby, and I miss your charms. But I know that you don't mind, as you feel the same as me. That's why I'm bringing you home a hot sauce of pepperoni and cheese. To make that pepperoni spicy, pile on some extra cheese. We'll lay off the tomato sauce, brother, won't you please? I'm coming home, honey, but first I gotta lose these brown sauce Pictou County pizza blues. Now Pictou County pizza's famous near and famous far. Gets shipped around the world wherever hungry people are. Now to the uninitiated it's hard to explain, and to the untrained palate it seems totally insane. But make that pepperoni spicy, pile on some extra cheese. We'll lay off the tomato sauce, brother, won't you please? I'm coming home, honey, but first I gotta lose these brown sauce Pictou County pizza blues. I'm coming home, honey, but first I gotta lose these brown sauce Pictou County pizza blues.
All right. That's E.B. Anderson, the pride of Pictou County. The pizza can take second fiddle to you, man. That's great tunes. Thank you for coming in, and we'll share up your world.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me, Robert. It's been a pleasure. Thanks for everybody for coming out.
That was our live session with E.B. Anderson. You can find him at ebanderson.ca and at various festivals throughout the Maritimes. Go to bandcamp.com, look up E.B. Anderson, and you can download his music. It's simply the best way to support artists. This is Songwriters from Here and Away. I'm Robert Campbell, and thanks for tuning in. Look us up online. We'll see you next time.